Morals and faith are tested and strained. A life is no longer now valued the same. A desperate race to outrun your fates as darkness encroaches and raises the stakes. To run or to hide, to fight or to flee. Your choices are numbered as death comes for thee.
Last time on Curse of Strahd, you made an uneasy decision to help Esmeralda, a Vistani on the run from a man named Aragal. He demanded you turn her over, explaining she stole a horse and is suspected of kidnapping a young girl named Arabelle. As his men on direwolves search the foyer, they pick up the scent of Esmeralda, invisibly hiding on the stairs. When convinced of Esmeralda's guilt, Kaster and Moth decided to engage the Vistani, quickly subdued them. Esmeralda is unwilling to join your group in your quest to defeat Strahd, but tells you to seek out Rictavio at his tower on Lake Baratok. Esmeralda heads off as you decide to head to Krezk. But on the way, Aragal, the man, wakes up, and a tough decision of what to do with him. A clearly dangerous man, you decide to dispose of him, a difficult choice for most of the party. A short detour to Rictavio's tower is made to garner his help in the fight, but no one seems to be home. You make your way inside after disabling a magic charged trapped door to find the tower all but abandoned, save for the top floor, which seems to have been recently inhabited. As you search around for clues, Kaster takes a look at some gothic dark red armour that stands in the room. As he does so, he reaches out and grabs him. I would like everyone to roll for initiative, please.
Is that just a D20, yeah?
Yeah, plus your dex bonus. Amelia, do you want me to roll for Godfrey?
I'm sorry, I'm having enough trouble doing it for myself.
I'll do it for him. Sorry.
I'm trying to find my...
Well, apparently that's something on the on roll, haven't you?
I think that's everyone. Just
Oh, I think it's going to come back to
Just
me
not
in
me.
yeah, it's just Marc.
I said this would be a pain, didn't I?
Yeah.
Just 2.
Nice. Awesome. So you got a total of 15. Cool.
If anyone's wondering and getting frustrated, it's going on my tablet, not my computer. Because sometimes my computer's not very well.
It had some form of failure.
Yeah, twice. It did last when I tried to do it the other day as well.
Is it like an update thing, or is it just an
I
age?
think it's an update thing. I've got something to do with I've got to revert it to the old update and then redo it.
Right.
Pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So I think Godfrey and Vert were heading up on the rather rickety-looking elevator, powered by the clay golems downstairs. So Godfrey isn't going to do anything at the moment. He's just going to start heading upwards with Vert.
Cool. As far as the map goes as well.
Yep.
I can't control the map, so you have to. I'll just tell you where I need to be.
Okay, no worries. Uth, are you doing anything as you see a suit of armour grab hold of Kaster?
Yeah. I'm gonna, I think, go for Dispel Magic.
Oh, right, cool. Okay, what is your spell save DC, please?
It's 14.
14. Okay, cool. I need to make a con save, I believe. Yes. Ooh, nat 20. You see this armor start to kind of shudder as you cast this spell upon it, but it breaks free of the magical effect. And its grasp on Kaster is firm.
Okay. I will, in that case, just back up.
Okay.
And make some room for the the punchy boys,
I like that.
the close range men.
Okay, Vanessa, you see Uth is trying to cast some spell on this living armor, but seems to fail. Would you like to do anything?
I'm startled, so I'm going to cast 5 knowledge blast after it.
Okay, cool. It glances off this this highly shiny, dark red plate armor and just strikes into the wall. It doesn't seem to affect the creature at all. It just kind of stays held onto Kaster.
I'll definitely have that wall now.
Okay. Vanessa, you feel the cold metal blade of something on your neck as a man appears behind you, holding a silver dagger to your neck. He says, "Please, everyone, stop. This will do you no good." Moth and Cassie, you see the man is dressed almost identically to the man that called himself Rictavio in the Blue Water Inn, though his face does look different. He's got grey, slicked black hair, and his skin looks more weathered and aged. Looks much older than the man you saw in the town. Kaster, sorry. Vanessa, would you like to say anything? He's kind of got this blade to you.
I was just going to say that I thought you had a knife in the neck.
Sorry. Okay, I told the guy that we are here to talk, and if he would kindly remove the knife from my friend's neck and make this suit of armor let go of me, we will stop attacking.
I am sorry, but I cannot trust any of you. As far as I know, you are working with Strahd.
No, we came here to seek you out, to get your help to stop Strahd.
Esmeralda sent us.
You have a monkey named Piccolo.
You said look for her.
These are all facts that, although true, Strahd is aware of these also.
He knows about your monkey.
Strahd knows all. Tricks like this are common. If you wish to test yourself and prove your worth to me, I ask you, and he points the blade like across Vanessa's shoulder and out towards you into the room. Cut yourself on this blade of silver and prove to me that you are not one of Strahd's thralls.
Tell him I can. There's a fucking suit of armor sold over.
he shouts out, "Kazan!" And the armor lets go, and his arms drop to his sides, and his head kind of tilts down.
God, where have I heard that before?
Bad news, yes.
Okay. You take a point of damage as you slit your thumb. The silver blade cuts through your skin like butter, and a drop of your blood hits the wooden floorboards beneath you. And he nods. He steps back, Vanessa, away from you, so you can turn around and see him now. But he still kind of points out the dagger towards you.
Do I still do it?
Sorry?
I hold out my hand to get the dagger, but I have to do it clean first.
Okay, he pulls a hanky from his top pocket and wipes the blade.
I'll do it.
Okay, cool.
And then I don't give it a clean, but I'll not.
Yeah, I sort of poke it.
Okay, cool. He looks at you all and he sheaths the dagger in a small scabbard on his hip.
Thank you.
We do have an angel and a zombie in the way as well, just so you know.
Yes, as you say that, yeah, the lift starts to rise up. It's this dead guy and.
In the interest of establishing trust.
Really not possible, everyone.
Vert and Godfrey, you enter the room and you see that there is this armour slumped in the corner of the room, and the man who looks similar to Rictavio that you saw in Vallaki, but different, more aged. He's stood.
Still currently holding a blade out.
He's put it away, but as you rise up into the room, he pulls it out again. I'm afraid your friend will have to prove himself also.
I will very quickly assess the situation and immediately ask him to cut himself first to prove that he too is not of anything he shouldn't be.
Whoa!
And because Bert's being weird, I just got the knife off the guy and just stick him with the point here.
No, I thought you had a good point. I didn't think about that.
Okay,
He was invisible.
It is not I that has to prove themselves. Now, you have met Esmeralda, you say. Where is she?
She's great. Where? I don't know.
Running away. She was reluctant to join in that fight.
Yes, she is.
To help us do it.
She is quite the free spirit. She is skilled, but she is filled with anger.
He suggested we should seek you out in this tower, and you would be able to aid us in some way.
If it is your goal to defeat Strahd, then I can aid you, yes.
It's kind of our goal to get home, but yes, that does seem to be defeat Strahd to get home.
Well, as you may or may not know, that defeating Strahd is your only way home. The dark powers that keep him here in this land are the dark powers that keep you here in this land. The only way to satiate them is with his demise.
Yep, that's pretty much confirmed it then.
I know of no other way for you to leave Barovia.
What was I going to say? Do you know
What are these dark
going on,
powers?
right?
The dark vestiges that dwell within the Armor Temple to the south in the Gakis Mountains are what gave Strahd his powers originally. Strahd was just a man once. but he did unspeakable things, and the dark powers sought him out, gave him immortality.
Where was this Amber Temple?
To the south in a mountain range called Gakith. It is a dangerous place, not somewhere you should head lightly. The dark powers still dwell within the mountain.
Apparently going to the bakers in this country is somewhere where you shouldn't tread lightly, so I appreciate the advice, but it's
Everywhere.
moot. Yeah. Doorbells, apparently, very dangerous.
It don't matter where we go.
Yeah.
Do you know of anyone else that will join our fight?
I was hoping to reunite with Esmeralda. I have taught her all I know in the ways of hunting these creatures known as vampire. But she's a free spirit, and she does not listen to even me.
Perhaps you could teach some of us.
Perhaps, though I fear we may not have the time for this.
Well, we wing everything else.
That is how you know we don't work for Strahd.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're making it up as we go.
Yeah.
As you're having this conversation, you notice that what little light is coming in through the windows from outside starts to dim and darken. Dark clouds seem to be rolling over the skies above you.
I ask
Well,
him,
it's always been a sign, hasn't it? Usually. So I need to be prepared.
it just kind of happens everywhere. It's as common as rain in the
Is it
UK.
nighttime?
No, it's not nighttime. No, it's still afternoon, early afternoon.
Does Strahd know about this place?
I have kept it from him for many years, but unfortunately, he has become more aggressive recently. He searches for me. I was hidden in Vallaki, trying to stay out of his way. The armor you see there is Strahd's. I stole it from his castle.
So
When did you steal it from his castle?
A few weeks ago.
So this could be potentially divinated or whatever it's called, where he can sense where it is.
The tower in which you stand is protected by an anti-magic field. I forgot about that. That spell shouldn't have worked. Sorry, my bad.
Why?
Which spell?
The one that
Any of them.
any of them.
Well, any of yours, anyway. Sorry, Vanessa, did you say something?
And why would he steal his armor? It doesn't seem like some guy that just let that one rest.
No, but I took what I could from Castle Ravenloft.
That means you escaped.
Yeah, I did indeed. Strahd does not sit idly in his castle waiting for people. He is often out in the streets of the towns and getting up to his own businesses. It's actually not that difficult to come and go from the Castle Ravenloft.
So is this his personal armor or just a suit of armor you stole from the castle?
This was once Strahd's armor, though I fear he probably has others.
I want one.
Do you know you said before that he's slightly older than the other person we saw? Was the other I can't remember his name, but I can't remember if it was the actual person we saw last time or a statue of him.
No, it was an actual person in the book.
Right.
Yeah, he was like the flamboyant guy that was sat in the blue water in it.
Right, yeah.
We'll ask him. Is he related to Tavio?
he smiles slightly. My dear friend, it is a trick. And he pulls out a hat, places it on his head, and his visage changes into that of Rictavio. He takes it off. It is not only Strahd that can sneak through the town streets without notice. I found it of use to stay out of his watch by taking on a persona of someone else.
Birds have seen many disguises, but for some reason he's transfixed by this. It's like, what?
You have many interesting things here.
I have gathered what little supplies I can to help fight Strahd.
Yes.
One must ask, do you have anything that would aid us?
As he says that, he heads over to a wooden trunk on the ground and opens it. You smell a strong scent of lavender fill the room.
Nice.
And anyone that's near him, if you glance in the chest that is opened, you see the decapitated head of a human. He reaches into the trunk and pulls out several wooden stakes and starts filling a backpack with them.
Is anyone going to mention, like, I mean, you'd be like, what the fucking, there's a head in my box.
I can see it from where I am.
Where,
No, I went to
it?
go and look out the window at precisely the right time, apparently.
Where am I? Where's he? Oh, I wouldn't see it either.
I don't know, I think you maybe would.
Would I have seen?
Go.
That smells nice.
You might be able to glimpse a bit of it, yeah.
Can I speak that would be immediately defensive if he saw a human head in a box? So I'm going to have to focus clear at him and ask him immediately, what is the meaning of this? There is a head in this box.
Sure. He kind of ignores you for a moment as he's filling this bag with wooden stakes, and he closes the box of the lid of the chest. It is of no concern. He is a Vistani who...
Why have you kept his head?
He,
That's
ha-
a better question.
he has some important information about the Vistani. They work for Strahd, you know this, yes?
Yes, but we haven't bumped into anyone who keeps their heads yet.
Sometimes it's easier to speak to the dead than to the living.
I'm just going to look around the room like, are we all cool with this? Is it something we should be worried about?
I'm totally fine with it.
Oh,
Weird stuff you've seen. Yeah, that's a bit weird.
Honestly,
As you...
Because you don't know what it's going to get up to on the other floors.
The light suddenly dips even darker outside, and you hear a booming voice coming from outside.
Give me my fucking armor back.
Van Richten, you have something of mine. I see you have made some new friends. Kaster, Vanessa, Ulthmar. You have not taken up my offer yet. Well, why are you just get it over lost? You never said get mine. Well, I have changed my mind. I wish you to bring me something. A gift. This man has taken something of mine. Bring it to me at Castle Ravenloft.
I immediately head for the standing head.
Is it the head? Yeah.
Yeah.
Rictavio will shoot you a glance and say, "No, you fools. This is the armor I've taken from him."
Ah, but you said that the Stanley worked for him.
Rictavio heads over to the bed and pulls out a crossbow from underneath the bed and starts loading in silver bolts into it.
Peering out the window, can I see him?
Yes, actually, could you make me a perception check, please, Ulthmar?
Can I ask this guy, while he's loading his crossbow and Moth's doing his check, can I ask him why he needs to keep his armor? Can we not just take it back? Use it as like an inn? If that makes sense to get.
I believe it's too small for us all to get inside it.
We could, but
We could share it.
I took the only thing I could find that would hopefully weaken Strahd. Thought that I could remove his defenses, then he would be easier to kill. But Moth, you see, you don't see Strahd as you've seen him before, kind of floating in the air, looking all menacing. You actually see his face kind of stretched out across the sky, in like a projected image.
Like Lion King.
Yeah. It's more sinister, but yeah. And you kind of look down at the ground around the tower, and emerging from the tree line, you see shambling humanoid creatures are encroaching upon the tower.
Ugh. Hate cold callers.
Jehovah's Witnesses.
I think you've got some more guests on the way.
Yeah,
That's what the crossbow's for.
Rictavio runs over to the window and kind of looks out. Yes, we may have to flee. Strahd has found the tower. It won't be long till he arrives.
We don't know that.
Can you do a perception check?
That's the best line ever. Yes, I think Strahd has found the tower. Really? I thought the telephone was broke.
You see one of the
He's actually doing that, like, did you have a face example? Got looking.
Rictavio heads over to the window at the front of the tower, and you see him smash the window with the butt of the crossbow and lean out to try and shoot down at one of these creatures.
Cracky.
I ask everyone if we should perhaps take Strahd upon his offer now. He's getting impatient. Perhaps we could take the armor as a sign of good faith and see what we can learn from the man himself. Kind of first answer.
Did you say Strahd was there?
No, it's just like a visage of him across the skies, like towards the east where his castle is, in that direction.
I guess they could have put me armor out the window and you could have shot it.
A bit like Zonon.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd like to sort of compel it out of the window and just be like, please, Lord, have patience, give us time. We don't need your chaperones you have sent. They can go, you can take them back.
My patience is all but exhausted. Bring me my armor and Rictavio's head.
Wait,
What?
that wasn't part of the deal.
Yeah, hold on. Send us a fresh invite with these new details.
Immediately has an idea, but just wait for the Zaj to disappear.
You see the crackling flash of blue lightning rise up and down the tower. As Rictavio's shooting out the window, he kind of jumps back as it goes, crackles up and down, and the whole tower kind of shakes. Rictavio turns to you all and says, "They are attacking the tower. The magic here is ancient. It will not hold for long. This tower will fall soon.
How many of them are there? You cannot look there.
If you take a quick glance out of the windows, you can see there's about a dozen of these shambling humanoid creatures coming from the tree line, like from the east side of the tower.
Can I quickly have another look at this armour? Does it look like there's any kind of special properties to it, or if it is just armour?
It just looks like plate, like quite elegant, quite royal plate armour that's been imbued with some kind of magic that brings it to life, to animate it.
I look at Bert and say, do you think this is a bad idea if I put this on?
That's, for the moment, I believe all ideas, other than leaving, are bad. However, take this armour out of here. I have a plan.
Well, I was thinking, if we need to take it...
Yeah. I was going to say, show the... Hi.
Show me.
So... Start that again. What I was going to say was... but we need to show Strahd potentially taking the armour, so I thought like showing him by the window that we have it, even though it's under the dark, in the hope that them zombie things will ease off. Take the hat from Rictavio that he had for disguise, and take the head of the Stark.
Yeah?
So he
I'm not
disguised
sure
in the head as Rictavio.
I'm not sure how that hat works, though. I'm presuming it's a hat of disguise self.
Yeah, you probably would know that.
Well, point is, like, I'm metagaming now, but, like, does that... You can only cast that on yourself, though, can't you? Well,
Yes.
well, point is,
That's-
if this is a dead head,
Yeah.
will it work? Is all I'm trying to get at. Cool idea.
Try it, I suppose.
If Rictavio would
I asked Rictavio if
he goes out in disguise in his hat, then Strahd might not know what he actually looks like. So we could pass the head off as, oh, well, he always has this disguise self hat, but now it's not
How are we to know, yeah?
right. Yeah, so this is what he actually looked like, but he always used that hat disguise.
Yeah, I like that idea. And we don't potentially have to kill Rictavio, but we can get away with...
Well, I was about to ask Rictavio if he's up for that.
What?
Yeah. No. Because then it's for like the, you know, like yes, he's got to sacrifice himself and all that, but ultimately if it helps us get close to Strahd.
So that we can go to dinner.
Maybe we'll eat him as well.
Strahd can't leave away from us.
A bit of a buffet pot for us. So, you won't get anything, you just...
It's a very long cause.
We need to keep him alive.
I asked Rictavio what he wants to do. Not about the dying.
He knows
I look at
how to steal things from Strahd, and we need to steal a thing from Strahd.
This is true.
He locks in another crossbow bolt as he's kind of looks around to you all and says, first we need to get out of this tower alive, as another crackle of blue energy races up the tower and the whole tower starts to shake. Tiles from the roof start to fall.
Okay.
Can you all make a dexterity save, please?
Oh,
Nice. Can
I'm
I...
going to try and grab the head and take it with us.
Okay.
But light so that Strahd can't see.
Nice. Yeah, can I take the armour?
Nice there.
No, I don't want to wear it, I just want to take it.
Okay. So you're going to try? Yeah, you're going to try and grab the armor and yeah.
Yeah, and put it in my bag.
Oh.
Even though it-
Can we borrow this?
Yeah.
We'll
As
bring it back.
Rictavio looks over and shouts, "Kazan! protect us. And the armor reanimates and kind of steps forward, stands there kind of in a pose of protection. It will follow my commands till we get out of here.
Can I get in it and I'll feel like Iron Man? I'll be named to Jarvis.
You, as a knight, are well aware that it takes 10 minutes to get into plate armor. You can start trying to do that if you wish.
No. Well, it was more like saying, like, if I wanted to put it on before the tower, but as the tower's going down, I suggest we leave.
Okay, so can everyone roll for initiative for me, please? And then everyone that rolled under a 10 is currently prone on the ground as you lose your footing as the tower starts to kind of shake.
Great. Are you joking?
Wow, that's an amazing roll, even from me.
That was my initiative, by the way. My deck save was 9.
That is bad.
Amazing. I have +6 deck, so that's what happened.
You had your good week the other week, Mark, I'm afraid. It's gone now.
So I think
Nevermore.
everyone else got over 10.
Anyone of you?
Kaster, you rolled an acrobatics check, not a dex save.
Oh, did I? Yes, I did.
Although it's a -1, I still.
So exactly the same, yeah.
That's cool.
I got this.
You got this. Why can't I find that? That's right.
From the floor, I say, I do not.
Just that you're meant to be the dexterous one.
Okay, I think you are all aware now, and Rictavio will probably second this, that this tower is going to collapse if you don't get out of here soon.
It's all like really fast. Like a massive floor.
So, Ulthmar, what are you going to do on your action?
I would like to step over to Vert and help him up.
Okay, cool.
If that's any action or bonus action.
Bonus.
Just to help you with that decision, I do have 40 foot of movement. So I can half that and still have 20 foot to move.
You're also on the elevator.
On the way.
You are in my way.
It was like when Joey tries to save Ross. Where he was actually used his sandwich.
Yeah. And not to metagame, apparently you're last in the initiative.
Yeah, he sprawled on the ground. He wasn't ready for it.
But yeah, whatever that requires, if that's an action, I'll have that as my action, and then we can get the elevator to go down.
Yeah, you know it's just a verbal command for the elevator to start heading downwards. You know it takes about... it's going to take a good 2 rounds for it to get down to the bottom and then back up again. You can safely have 2 people on there. You may be able to fit a third on. It doesn't look like it's built for that much weight, though.
Okay.
Which is the smallest of our party?
It'd be Vanessa and I.
Right. So I might be able to potentially drag someone with my wings out the window.
That's true, yeah. Vert could fly.
How?
I suppose. All right. If it's we're quite light.
Yeah.
So I might go and hoy Vanessa up and drag her over, and I guess Vert doesn't actually need to be standing for the elevator to work.
Nope.
So yeah, I'll do that then.
Also, Vert doesn't necessarily need the elevator.
Yeah.
Also, yeah. I'd feel bad shoving him off it. Being like, excuse me, elves first.
Bert's cool with that.
Yeah, if I can do that and start the elevator going,
Okay.
then at least. How deep are the floors?
They're only about 15 feet, I think they are.
Okay, is 15 feet the sort of depth that you would take full damage from?
Yeah, so that you're on like the 4th floor.
Mm-hmm. I'm
So-
thinking about jumping to the next floor below.
Okay.
If need, or if it's quicker.
If you jumped 15 feet, you have to make some kind of acrobatic check to kind of save yourself from taking any damage.
Right. Okay. That's what I want to do. I want to grab Vanessa if I can and say, let's beat cheeks and vamoose, and then command the elevator to go down. Hmm? If you want to be helped up. Didn't.
Yes.
I'll be happy about. I do have me up there and it's only time. I say, didn't I just overhear that saying he carried?
Yeah. I think he did. I don't know. I want to do something where me and some other person goes down this elevator.
Any takers?
At this point, I don't mind who. Just someone, and then the next person can have their go.
So Godfrey will stand there and say,
I'll pop in
If-
the elevator.
if there are minions of Strahd to fight, I will come down with you.
Cool. Let's go to GG.
Draws his sword.
I'll forever be called that. I like that.
Okay, so you and Godfrey are gonna go down the elevator.
Yep.
On his turn. Cool. Vanessa, what are you doing?
Well, I've been with art. If you said you'd be able to slide one of us, Marc.
Mm-hmm.
It's the smallest member of the party.
Yes, Vanessa. I can attempt to carry you, fly you down.
Okay, so you're prepared to get a lift down with the.
Also, Bert said that with more confidence than Marc did.
Awesome, cool. Kaster, what are you doing? If anything.
Okay, are you talking? Because we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, he smashed his window, didn't he?
Yes.
Cool. And how many floors up are we?
4. About 60 feet.
About how high?
About 60 feet.
Okay. I want to know if you'll let me do this before I do it.
Okay.
I want to jump out the window and cast Misty Step halfway down to appear on the floor. Because it's an instantaneous spell.
It is. However, I believe you carry some velocity when you do that.
Oh, okay.
So I think you would still take some damage.
Isn't Misty Step 60 feet?
30 feet.
30.
Oh, I see what you mean. So I'll take 30 feet of velocity rather than 60 feet of velocity.
Yeah.
Still better than nothing.
Because it doesn't actually slow your descent really that much. It just you're already going.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It removes some of the distance.
Yeah.
If you cast Misty Step above you,
Yeah.
would that slow you down? Or would you still have the velocity?
You still have the extra 30 feet to
Yes.
fall after that.
Yeah.
I thought we only had 2, but I didn't realise there was 4 floors. I thought it was only 2.
Yeah,
How
you went
far,
through the empty
how
ones.
far is the tower from the lake?
It's a good like couple of 100 feet. It's quite far away.
So you can misty step over the water.
Oh, that's a shame.
That would have been amazing.
How far can that suit of armour throw me? No. I'm gonna misty step and fall the last 30 feet, I guess.
Okay.
See if I can superhero it.
So, there is quite a large group of these zombie creatures that are surrounding the wagon. I will show you that first before you you jump down, just so you kind of got an idea of where you might want to land.
How high is the wagon?
It can fit people in it, so it's a good like 10 feet high off the ground.
It's just a ploy to get in the wagon. Through the roof.
I'm just thinking if the wagon might either break and fall or it adds an extra 10 foot. So actually I'd technically only fall 20 foot then.
True.
But I do want to
Unless
see.
the Atlas wagon.
I've got this image now, you know when Tallahassee stood on top of the thing with all the zombies on it. The zombie land.
Yeah, that would be cool. Right, so I'm just going to move some things around.
Why not misty step down the inside of the tower, where there's floors?
Because that's sensible.
You maniac.
I think I didn't think of that.
Just something. Speaking as someone who has jumped out of a window before,
Yeah,
who jumped out of a window before not considering it,
For it's cool.
and who not knowing about the horde of enemies that were down there.
Okay, Kaster, I'm just going to be on the edge of the map so you can kind of see what the situation on the ground is, because you'll be able to see that out the window.
I totally forgot about your window job.
I can see about 10 zombies.
Yeah, I thought about that for 5 seconds, and I couldn't see a horde of zombies out the window when I did it.
So if I'm up at the top, I'd be jumping from about here, wouldn't I?
Yeah, that's kind of the front main window.
Okay.
These creatures all look pretty horrendous. So they've got green-grey flesh. They're kind of wearing very old, very tattered-looking kind of guard uniforms by the looks of it.
Could be monster.
They're not wielding any weapons or anything though. They're just kind of you see one kind of just beating on the front door. That one seems to have been struck by the lightning from the door trap though, and it's kind of burnt all across one side.
Right, I'm going to try it because...
If you're going to jump out the window,
Yep.
why don't you get like the bed sheets and make a parachute? It can't be worse than just jumping out the window.
I'm not just jumping out the window, I'm going to misty step.
So he's half in.
I'm half in the damage, and then I want to try and land on the wagon, which is 10 foot. So it's only 20 foot I'm falling.
Okay, cool.
That's my logic.
That's
I
your...
want to try and land on the top of the wagon here. I've got a feeling I'm going to end up inside it, and there's going to be another fucking 5 zombies in there or something. But
Please tell me, Vanessa, that you joined at the point that in real life, Bucko realised that he's in a building and could potentially just step down floors.
yeah,
I
but
just
if it is in the
think
way.
that happened.
Wow. Okay. Just as a random question out of the blue, no reason. What's Kaster's max HP, by the way?
44.
Okay, cool.
This is. Has anyone seen the other guys?
Yes.
Yeah. This okay, right. If this elevator's going down after Moth has said, "Don't do it, Kaster."
It'll be going
I
down.
recommend it.
How far can I see down if the elevator's in the way?
Through there, no, you can't really see down at all. There's only a thin gap around the elevator floor.
That's what I mean. Fuck it, we'll try it.
Okay, so you're aiming for the wagon.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so you're going to take 30 feet's worth of damage. 3 of those motherfuckers. So you take 9 bludgeoning damage as you slam into the roof of the wagon.
I hope this wagon's not going to build,
You crash through the roof of the wagon and land inside it. You see hanging from the ceiling a round glass bottle filled with this luminous green liquid that you recognize as alchemist's fire. And it's dangling, and it's just about to drop from the ceiling that you've just crashed through.
Can I try and catch the glass bottle before it hits?
Yeah, make a
Sleight of hand,
sleight of hand, yeah.
-1, I got this.
Oh dear God.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Well, it was going great until this point.
The glass bottle drops, and you try and, well, you've just fallen through a wagon roof, and you are laid in this pile of wood. You notice the inside of this wagon, the walls are just covered in wooden stakes, silver crossbow bolts. There are vials of holy water it's like the inside of a weapons room. It's just racks and racks of weaponry.
Why did we check this wagon again? I can't remember.
She asked us not to.
But unfortunately, yeah, this is why. The thin wire that was holding the glass vial up above the door to this wagon drops to the ground and smashes and ignites in this green flame. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh dear Lord.
You have,
Dexterity.
yeah. You also have disadvantage because you are inside the wagon.
Nice.
Oh. 4. Goodbye, Kaster.
Oops, I didn't mean to roll that. I do apologize.
I think if that's the damage, I'll take it. 2's fine.
That was how you lose in the
I've lost both my legs.
We could put you in that armour if that happens.
Yeah, that's...
Fighting. Come on, fight.
Oh dear Lord. I reckon that might be the damage for you.
Bad business.
That might be.
Wow. Yeah. This wagon explodes in this flaming green ball of fire that reaches up into the top. You guys all stood in the top can see this flash of green fire fly past the windows, and you hear this almighty explosion. The whole tower rocks once again as the limbs of these zombies fly around the battlefield down
I was just
below.
about to say, does Kaster's suicide at least kill the zombies?
It's killing a lot of them, I think, because their dex is not good. Yeah, they ain't passing that.
So we're regretting everything right now.
I was going to save you, but I was like, nah, it's too funny.
What a way to go, it's awesome.
5, 10, 15, 25, 30. So every zombie around that wagon is completely obliterated.
It was worth it. Hang on, what was I on? I'm trying to work out if this kills me outright, because I wasn't on full health.
Yeah, I've got a feeling I don't know, it might not do.
What were you on?
34. No, 40, that's 78.
Alright, so
So, yeah, 9 points off.
You went.
Outright killing me.
okay, so you are still unconscious and dying in the remains of this wagon, which is now blasted across a 30-foot radius.
I meant to do that.
Oh, you killed them.
On fire, did the explosion put itself out?
Yeah, it kind of just explodes in this big green flaming ball, and then bits of debris and stuff just fly everywhere.
Right.
But yeah,
She told us not to go in there.
she did tell you for good reason. I'm guessing this horse is going to be dead as well. Just check. Yeah. I don't know why I rolled that. Even half damage would have killed the horse. Rictavio kind of is blasted back from the window, and he's just kind of shaking his head.
And now I'm upset.
Godfrey and Moth, you are heading down on the elevator. You get down to the second level. This huge explosion has just rocked the tower.
So yeah, I'm like looking around the room. I was told he was meant for great things. Believe that.
You got the wrong.
So
It was pretty big.
I might have just saved you all. Look how many zombies I wiped out here.
True.
Maybe that sacrifice is what it was all about.
So now I'm gonna grab the head, grab Vanessa,
Okay.
because I'm still thinking about this whole disguising Rictavio thing.
I'll hold the head.
Yeah, I was about to pass you the head so that I could hold you, but
I'll hold the head.
yeah, so you got the head, I've got you.
Simply fire up.
And then I'm gonna jump out the window.
Awesome. You're grabbing Vanessa. She's obviously letting you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Such
I'm
big,
looking
strong
at the
arms.
eyes of the head, and I'm thinking, this wasn't how I imagined it.
I get so I'll,
Whisper to it, you're ruining
It
I'll
looks at you and goes,
yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. But you see the devastation below. Is there anywhere particularly you want to head towards to land?
Let me try and see if I can work this map. Hang on.
You can see there's two of these creatures still kind of shambling towards the tower, trying kind of climbing over bits of their comrades.
Yeah, I can't actually see a map.
Oh, right, okay.
So I can see the bottom, but I can't scroll it. So I know there's like something at the bottom of my screen, but I can't see where it is.
Okay, so I'll just describe it then. So you've got the tower in the centre. The wagon is just to the southeast, which is now obliterated, and you can see Kaster's body kind of laying burnt under piles of wood. There are scattered limbless bodies all over, and about 40 feet away from the wagon to the north, there are two more of these shambling creatures.
Okay, well I'm thinking if the fire's out, probably land
Mostly
near Kaster.
near the wagon. Cool.
Yeah, near the wagon. That's probably what would be the better idea. Where the dead zombies are, so we haven't got to fight necessarily straight away.
Okay, cool. I will. So you've got 60 feet of movement, so you only just get to the ground floor.
Cool. Yeah. I've got a slow ball as well, anyway, so.
Cool. Okay, so Uth,
Can you
you.
put wings on me? I can't see my character.
Can I? I'll get out 6 wings on you. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so I've got that radiant soul on, which lasts. What was it? Do the bonus action first. A minute.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. That's all I flew down. Flowed down?
I floated it.
Yeah. Oh, and I'll take the head off Vanessa.
Thanks for holding that for me. Uth, you are on the second floor with your dead mate. Are you just waiting to get to the ground floor?
Yeah. I guess I'm just gonna wait. Make some small talk. What? Do you have any sort of like favourite holiday spots around here?
You just get a stoic kind of silent look from him. He's staring at his blade, ready to fight.
Cool.
Vanessa, you touch down to the ground. Actually, no, you don't. Because there's two of you, we said it's half movement, so you're actually 30 feet up in the air at the moment. That was how I ruled you carrying someone else, because it's not supposed to really be like that. So, Vanessa, you're currently 30 feet up in the air, if you want to do anything. You can see the carnage below.
Is it possible if you try and attempt to catch it to lessen her fall?
She's not falling. You've got a hold of her. You're just flying down. But because you can't move your full movement because you're carrying someone, you only move 30 feet this round, and then you can move the rest next.
The Moth just moved it. Don't know anybody else.
I'm holding that head still.
Yeah, you've got head under. You're holding onto a vert with one arm. You've got head under the other.
Can I hold the head in one arm and sort of ready then attack for when we land? So when these zombies come out.
Okay, yeah. So as soon as you land, you can. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, you also had it by the waist as well. How I was running it.
Okay. Sure.
My theory was she'd never have to hold the head, but obviously she can hold the head with one hand.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Cast. Eldritch Blast.
I'm going to bonus action.
Yeah.
I'm going to look down and go, oh.
Okay, cool. Kaster, could you make a death save, please?
Yes.
Just a normal roll, would it?
Yeah, it's just a straight D20 roll. Oh dear.
Yep. This is going good.
Okay, that's no use to me. What's the range? Touch. Rictavio's got some cool spells, but not really useful for this situation.
What, for dealing with two zombies?
Yeah, well, we're getting out of this tower now that you've left him up there. What would he do? He's going to run over to this window and shoot down at the two zombies that are still alive. So that's the kind of guy he is. Didn't press that. Press that. No, that's a nat one. Brilliant. Thanks, Rictavio. There's a lot of help. Godfrey will obviously wait with Ulthmar as you guys head down to the ground level. And it is Ulthmar's turn as you reach the ground.
Okie doke. I'm just gonna sort of nonchalantly walk through the tower, almost sort of like hands in pockets sort of situation, and just like doing a job of work, like a workman who comes and like he's just about to open a manhole cover, and I'll cast Spare the Dying to stabilise
Yeah.
Kaster.
Yeah, one of them.
You lay your hands on his very charred flesh.
You're like, ooh, we got a big one here, boys. This is going to be an all-dayer.
I've been kinder to let him die if he's that bad.
Also wondering which bird part you're touching.
You want to tell?
It's hard to tell.
Well, you know, it's touch. You know, you don't have to.
Yeah.
It's sort of like
Like a pokey stick for the dead.
just try and poke the most sort of like recognisable part of the body.
Ah, there's his ego.
Cool. Okay, you cast Spare the Dying on Kaster.
That's gonna sting.
As far as these move 20 feet, of course. These creatures slowly shamble towards the wagon. Just like that.
Thanks.
Birds? I deleted that. I thought that track didn't look right. Bird's not on there anymore. Oops. I can't remember where he was. It was
I'm
quite
by
low.
the cabin.
No.
I can see myself. Oh, you're going to turn over?
Yes. I think you had about 9 or something.
At last, I was last myself.
Oh yeah, you were. You got.
Yeah, 3.
Cool. That's fine. There's a zombie.
This fucking D20 is all that's insane. So annoying.
Okay, cool. So you should have gone. Yeah, you should be on the ground by now. So Vanessa gets to do her help. Should have had her help action go off. If you want to Eldritch Blast one of these creatures, that guy.
That one?
That one. Cool.
I'm glad I didn't know the horse's name.
Yeah. That's just damage, right?
Well, I didn't make any attack rolls.
No. Yeah, you did 9 and 3 damage.
Yeah.
That's not what was going through my mind.
The scene where she jumps into the van and blows up the horse is my favourite in the sequel. But I hear it put off a lot of people that like the original.
I need to stop the third one.
Yeah. They said the songs were good but not memorable, you know.
The exploding horse.
And the horse viscera was very upsetting. No, I haven't.
Mary Poppins gets on stage in a Ford music show in front of the children and pelvic thrust.
Oh,
Then I think that's more shocking than blowing up a horse.
well, I booked my tickets.
Amelia, could you roll me 1d20, please?
I'm not 2% more likely to watch that movie now.
Yeah.
Just a straight d20, nothing. 14. You blow one of its arms off.
Gross.
I need to make a note.
Good shot.
Awesome. Cool. Is that what you're doing anything else, Vanessa? Sorry?
That was it, that was my ready.
Cool. Oh, yes, yeah. Kaster, you are no longer dying. However, I would like you to roll a d20 for me, please.
No.
12.
Am I going to lose limbs like these zombies?
Okay. Moth, you can see that Kaster has suffered a horrible wound to his face. He's disfigured to the extent that he cannot easily conceal the wound. Kaster, you will have disadvantage on persuasion checks, but advantage on intimidation checks.
Oh, that's nice.
Whilst you will have
That's
a
totally cool. That.
horrible scar.
If his blade doesn't work, his
What?
blade will do the rest.
What's the nature? Is this sort of like an ear with a piece missing, or?
I think probably
Probably like fire.
the blast has just scarred the side of one side of his face. Is all.
Oh, like Prince Zuko.
Yeah, it's just a bit of shrapnel sticking out of it.
The clown from American Horror Story.
I don't know that reference.
This has no bottom jaw.
Ugh. Oh my god, he's becoming more and more like the Hound every day.
Yeah.
I don't like that. What was that for?
That is.
that was Rictavio shooting out the window.
Oh,
After seeing me shooting at me.
to another one.
Ooh,
Well,
he
I thought that was Kaster coming around.
shoots him in the head.
What's that cat called?
It's called Tiny.
Oh,
It's tiny. Take a low, Tiny.
So he stabs me, He stabs me in the butt.
Yeah, new friend.
He's always stabbing me. Vanessa, what is Sir Godfrey doing?
yeah, he is going to. Can I move the token?
You should be able to, yeah.
So is that 1, 2, 3. And 1. So he's just going to run in for now.
Okay. That sounds like something Godfrey would do.
Yeah, so that one.
That one's missing an arm and its head has got a silver crossbow bolt sticking out of it, but it's been knocked so far back that it's being held on by a few thin threads of tendon that's left.
Would you say it's nearly headless?
It's very nearly headless.
It's
Change his
lovely.
name to Nick.
I love D&D.
It goes out there and drawing his sword.
Cool. Vert, what are you doing?
Oh, is it my go? Bit of look clean. Right.
Cheers.
I can now see a bit of a map.
Oh, that's useful.
So there's a lot of things dead.
You're welcome.
Go what? I will put healing hands on Kaster
Okay, cool.
and restore 5 hit points.
Kaster, almost Casper, You breathe into your lungs that are scarred with flame. Your body is stinging, burning. You were moments away from death.
So close.
You feel like you've been hit by the wagon, trampled by a stampede of horses.
Zombie left there?
There are two next to Godfrey.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, I can see. And then squares at 5 foot, yeah?
Yeah, these ones are.
Cool. I'm going to throw my... Oh, no, I can move. I'll move close to that one that's near Godfrey.
Right.
And I will... that he enhanced an action, so I'll have to do a bonus action to attack.
Okay.
I'll do an bonus action. Yeah, I'll do an unarmed strike. Oh no, I can't. It says when you use the attack action with an unarmed strike. Oh yeah, unarmed strike. Sorry, yeah. So I'll go for that.
That hits.
Alright. And then it's 1d6 plus 3. 7.
7 bit of damage to that one.
Bludgeoning as well.
Awesome. Can you roll a d20 for me, please?
Yes.
3. You punch it so hard that one of its legs falls off.
Oh, do you do like that nasty like thigh punch?
Mm.
That like
Just hit.
just aches for hours.
Ouch.
You just punch it off.
Okay, that zombie is not looking very good. Okay, so the tower starts to shake and shudder once again as you see the energy that was protecting it start to fizzle out and crack and just fade and dissipate. And you see the chunks of the walls start falling off the building. Cool. I will get Rictavio to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, you would have had 2 radiant damage.
Oh, from your straight.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I think it's plus 2.
Rictavio is not prone again. You heard him inside as soon as the elevator hit the ground shout for it to come back up.
It's plus 5, sorry.
Plus 5 radiant damage.
Yeah.
Okay, that guy's dead then. Deader than he was anyway.
He doubled it.
Definitely. Sweet. Ulthmar, it's your turn.
The zombie behind that Sajiji is engaged with has taken damage, yeah?
That one doesn't look to have done. It seems to have.
It seems to be fine.
Yeah, it seems to be far away enough from the blast. So other than the rotting flesh upon it, it's it doesn't look like it's been struck.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna cast a guiding bolt at it.
Okay.
I'll step over here so that I'm not going to attack the tower. And you know what? Am I going to do that though? What's that do?
Totally forgot about that.
Makes me feel any better. I forgot I have 2 attacks. Okay, well, it's fine.
I'm not sure how far.
Yeah, no, sorry, I'm just going to do that.
That's okay. Cool. Yes, 'tis.
Okay,
7 radiant damage.
7.
Hits him.
Garbage 46.
Yeah, that is pretty bad. Ooh, 2 1s, a 3 and 2. Yeah. Awesome. Anything else?
No, that's it. I think with the next attack roll made against it, we'll have the person making the attack will have advantage.
Yeah, cool. Awesome.
I don't know if Radiant does any extra.
I don't think it did. Nope, didn't seem to. So there's only Sir Gigi in range. It has all of its limbs, so it will. Miss, and miss. Just feebly.
You just like, stop that now.
Just moving goof. Vanessa, this is the only creature that seems to be alive. The tower does look like it's going to collapse any moment, though.
Towards the tower?
Yeah, good plan.
Then I'm going to shoot that zombie.
Cool.
Do I have the Benson? Did that go to advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yes, his guiding bolt, yeah.
I've done it again. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
I can't remember.
I'll keep the 4.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That hits it, yeah.
And I've got I can roll in that.
Cool. That one definitely hits.
I don't mind keeping the first one if I roll.
Yeah, that's fine, okay.
Oh, I did 2, but this one went out of advantage.
Yeah. Cool.
And then 17 to 3.
Yep, nice one. They both slam into it. Go Kaster, you're almost.
I think I have one more spell.
Okay. Cool. Kaster, you are back in the land of the living.
And it smells like barbecue.
I'm assuming I would have been prone.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Landed on my feet and went through that whole thing.
You just superhero landed into the wagon and got blasted.
Yeah, so I'll move 5 so I can see the zombie.
Yeah.
And I will throw a javelin at it. Just normal, isn't it?
Yes.
19,
Yep, that hits.
8 piercing,
Nice.
and I will launch another javelin at it. 27 piercing.
Yeah, they both go straight through roots. And it's just kind of, they're just sticking out of it.
And then I'll just move my next movement to kind of start moving away from the tower. I'm feeling a little bit rough. Worst hangover ever.
As he goes past her, I go, oh, monster!
I just growl at you.
It's funny because there's going to be no, don't worry, that devastatingly ugly, faceless beast of a man is Kaster. No evil in it at all.
You hear Rictavio from the top floor shout, "Kazan! Jump out of the window!"
Show him how it's done.
And you see him holding onto this suit of armor, jump out of the window and fall to the ground. So Godfrey.
Yeah, he is longsword. Sorry, I thought that. Okay, the button.
Yeah, you can click on it. You should roll.
I don't know.
Nice.
Nine. Use tectonic phone, I can't answer his calls on D&D.
And then what?
Godfrey expertly.
He's going to say he's going to do his second attack. That
Yeah.
might be about another 10. Fucking a lot.
Yeah, he definitely decapitates it in one swift movement of the blade and just drops to the ground. Just as Rictavio kind of flies through the air and just smashes into the ground atop this this armor, a la Iron Man trying to get in his suit as he jumps out the tower, but doesn't quite make it inside it. But it lands on top of it, takes some of the blow, but not all of it. He takes 66.
So I didn't realise he'd get a phone call, it messed up the tablet.
Oh dear.
I think I'm back.
You are back. Okay, cool. The zombies all seem to be defeated for now. Rictavio is lay on the ground atop this suit of armour, which is now smashed into its component parts.
Is the tower still coming down?
The tower is, yeah, it's kind of, you can see chunks of it kind of falling away.
Let's get away from the place.
But do we need that armour?
I have no vested interest in it. And we could always say, the tower fell on it.
You don't pop, Strahd.
You fool.
Yeah. You threw up. You did this. You blew up the tower.
Well,
How many bits of the armour in?
Well, it's
Like breastplates and leg plates.
yeah. There's greaves, there's pauldrons, the gauntlet hands, the helmet. It's in like 2, 4, 6.
What sort of shape is Rictavio in? Is he responsive?
13, 14 different pieces. You can see he's lay on the ground. He's been pretty badly winded. Sorry. You can see kind of blood trickle from his mouth, and he's got cuts and bruises on his head, but he's conscious and he's kind of slowly getting to his feet.
I cast lay on hands on myself with what I've got left of it.
Okay.
Heal myself up a bit, but still, my beautiful face is hooked. I just suggest everyone be one.
Cool. Yeah, Rictavio's going to cast some healing magic on himself as he tries to get back to his feet. Cool. Awesome. Nice.
That phone call messed up the map again, so you have to describe it.
Okay, that's fine. I think you guys are all running away anyway.
Cool.
You can see that the tower is, like I said, 60 feet high, so you only really need to get away 60 plus feet away from it, and you'll be out of the way. As you can see, it starts to topple as you start to run away. Just collapses in a pile of rubble and dust. Yeah, you all kind of turn to see it collapse.
Did. Has the sun, has Strahd disappeared?
Yeah. After he's kind of lost.
And it's gone light again.
Yeah, you can see the clouds have cleared a little bit. It's now the kind of somber grey that it usually is. It's early afternoon.
Well, that was fun.
Are we waiting this? Are we set by the? Are we just the same distance away?
Was I able to grab the hat from Rictavio?
I think Rictavio had the hat in his bag.
Oh, cool. He's with us, isn't
Yeah, he's with you.
Cool.
As he now has no tower left.
I want to ask Rictavio if he has any enemies in Krezk.
Krezk is not a place I've visited.
Where should we find them?
We should go there and talk about how to escape from
He
Castle Ravenloft.
No one's told me that the head idea is not a bad idea yet. I've still got that head.
No? It's like you said yourself when we were at the top of the tower, all ideas are bad ideas.
Rictavio's kind of holding his ribs, and he's clearly been hurt quite a lot by this tower falling on him. He agrees that it's a good idea to find somewhere safe to at least rest up while Strahd is still probably hunting them down.
Before we head off, just to help, if we can stop 10 minutes, I can cast Prayer of Healing.
Okay.
Just in case there's shit on the road.
Don't want to be stepping in.
Roll that. Damn, that's really bad. So 9 points of healing for pretty much everybody. Who does it cover? Up to 6 creatures. So yeah, if anyone can be healed 9 points, they are.
Cool.
I've actually got full health, so.
That helps. I'm back to 30.
Mm.
I started on 34, so I think that's good.
Rictavio will.
I became a
Thank you.
caster bomb and killed 10 zombies.
Caster
bomb.
Caster bomb. I like it. Forget the holy grenade. Use the caster bomb.
Cool. Okay then. Let's head over to the map, I suppose.
Well, as eventful as it was, that isn't how I meant to do anything, if I'm completely honest.
I mean, that's D&D right there. I can't believe that panned out like it did.
That was quite funny. You very, very nearly obliterated yourself.
In a move.
I've seen this game be played, and I have seen a rogue check the lock to the wagon for traps, but not the door frame. And he exploded himself.
Oof,
So when you started talking about targeting the wagon, I was like,
yeah. There's a nasty trap on the door, and I was like, well, crashing into the wagon itself is going to set that off.
Yeah.
there's no way that's not going to go badly.
Luckily, I've got good HP really.
Actually, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you think. It actually worked out not too bad.
So I rolled high.
I thought you got a caster bomb.
If that was me and I had full hit points, I'd be dead.
I'm looking at Kaster and you walk and then turn it fast. Son of a bitch. I've never shown any signs of us at all.
Son of a bitch.
Cool. So you guys want to carry on heading towards Krezk. I think you're only an hour or two away from it. Yes, like 4 miles.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were stopping at a
Well,
town way,
can I
weren't
ask
we?
Rictavio how many times you've been?
Asking what, sorry?
Can I ask him how many times you've been to Kaster anymore?
How is what, sorry?
How many times?
How many times, sorry?
So, can I ask him how many times?
I've been twice to Loft. Once many years ago when I first arrived here in
What you
Barovia.
did on dinner?
Indeed, the first time I arrived here in Barovia, Strahd invited me there. Offered me power, wealth, all the things a mad tyrant would offer. I fought him then. I escaped barely with my life. Swore that I would return to take his.
Can I just very calmly and nonchalantly lift his head up and say, what information was it you got out of this guy?
The Stani have the ability to pass from this realm to the material plane. They work for Strahd. He had much useful information on his whereabouts, what he was planning on doing, where the Stani were, what they were up to. They are as evil as Strahd. Some of them.
Yeah, that's cool. I just didn't know if any of the info he found might have helped us. That's cool.
I don't think so.
That's alright, that's cool. Come on.
Okay, so you carry on along the road. You walk a short while and come to a large stone bridge across the river. Crossing that, you see the savage road head through the woods once more and start to slope slowly upwards. The air starts to cool. You start to see signs of frost and snow on the ground ahead of you. Oh, where's Moth gone? Get back here, you dirty dog.
Mate, you do realise you're just like standing right in front of the tablet, don't you?
Marc, you really need to shake your pubes, mate.
Forget about
Looking like a wild animal down there.
It got so long, it got eyes. Drop down in the most awkward place.
See ya.
Just like the paths sort of starting to go upwards, or is it like we're going up a hill?
No, it's kind of a gradual incline where you're definitely gaining altitude as you're heading further west. As you continue, the road branches north and climbs a rocky escarpment, ending at a gatehouse built into a 20-foot-high wall of stone reinforced with buttresses every 15 feet or so. The wall encloses a settlement on the side of a snow-dusted mountain spur. Beyond the wall you see the tops of snow-covered pines and thin white wisps of smoke. The sombre toll of a bell comes from a stony abbey that clings to the mountainside high above the settlement. The steady chime is inviting, a welcome change from the deathly silence and oppressive fog to which you have grown accustomed to. It's hard to tell at this distance, but there seems to be a switchback road clinging to the cliffs that lead up to the walled settlement of the abbey.
Bless you.
Thank you. The Svalage Road continues westward for a little more than a mile before it starts to plunge down into the foggy curtain that surrounds the whole land here. You see ahead of you.
Ask Rictavio
What?
Oh, no, that way.
I was just going to say, you see ahead of you
I'm
the
going to
gatehouse.
ask something about the abbey. I think like,
Okay, cool. The air grows colder as you approach the walled settlement. 2 square towers with peaked roofs flank a stone archway into which is set a pair of 12-foot tall iron-bound wooden doors. Carved into the arch above the doors is the name Krezk. The walls that extend from the gatehouse are 20 feet high. Atop the parapet you see 4 figures wearing fur hats and clutching spears that seem to be watching you nervously as you approach. I think there's a map of Krezk. That's a pointless sketch if you want to watch that.
That's a pretty cool sketch.
Yeah. Gives you a kind of rough idea what the gatehouse looks like. Let's move
Did you draw that?
No, I didn't draw that.
Alright.
I mean, yes, I did. I'm amazing. Love me. Let me put you on the map. Oh, that's cool. You're really tiny. That probably doesn't help because you probably can't see it. Let me turn on global illumination.
So it's a pretty imposing place.
Yeah, you can see.
Apologies if you keep seeing pings. It's me using my finger on
Yeah, you can see this walled settlement behind this 20-foot high wall, and then there's a very steep mountain where the abbey you can see sits atop, watching over this settlement. If you look at the bottom left of the map, you can see what the gate looks like.
I guess we want to approach the gate and...
Yes, what would you like to ask Rictavio?
I was going to just ask him if he knew anything about the people here. There's a bit of it,
Yeah, I wonder what rumours he knows. Let me have a look, see. Where are we going? Oh yeah, I'll give him okay. He says that the people of Krezk village are much like other Barovians. They are poor, simple folk that make the best of what they can. They keep themselves to themselves behind the walls. The abbot watches over them. He doesn't know much about the abbot, other than he came here recently. He's not always lived in Barovia.
How likely are we to be speared?
Rictavio's not been to Krezk before, so he's not sure. He knows that the village is run by the burgomaster, whose name is Dimitri.
Will he know about the other burgomaster?
Possibly.
Like the burgomasters know about burgomasters.
Burgomaster, they're just like mayors or like the highest ranking noble. They kind of run their own.
So it's like, you know, like how other chiefs, even like neighbours and the tribe, potentially know about other chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, Barovia is a fairly small place, so they probably don't regularly mix with each other, but they'll be aware of each other, and they may do some trade between each settlement.
Right.
As far as Rictavio's heard, Dimitri is one such lord, nobleman that expects kind of treatment, such respect from people outside of his town. He has a wife and several children, he believes.
Ooh, let's see the map. Oh, that was cool.
So are we at Krezk or at the Abbey of St. Martin?
I think the bulk of it is Krezk and the Abbey is on top of the hill.
Yeah, it's on this kind of sloped hill, and then it's this walled settlement of Krezk, and then up a very steep mountainside. Like within the wall is the Abbey, sat atop the settlement below, kind of up here. And the things in there. So this area here is the Abbey.
Okay.
And you can see like those little arrowed lines are kind of showing you the steep incline. Don't think there's a side on view in the book, but I haven't got the book with me. Don't know if there's one here.
You can actually see, I actually saw all of that.
Cool.
Even you pinging it.
Shall we approach the gate?
I believe so, cautiously. I think we should check for any sort of underlining traps.
This gate trapped.
I'm not knocking on this time.
Nah.
Never ring the doorbell ever again.
I was going to say, yeah, you got
You know, crowd walk that Mickey Mouse does, where he's always in the neighbour, it's like, I can just see Kaster doing that, even though he's been half blown up.
That's supposed to be good.
Yeah, he's just like, I'll do it, don't worry.
Because the
It
first thing they
smells
want to
like
see-
bacon for ages.
Yeah, I was going to say, the first thing they want to see is a half-burnt man. I don't think that's necessarily the best approach.
See, Bert wouldn't even think of that.
You see a couple of guards stood atop the gatehouse with spears. They're wrapped in heavy furs. They've got big wool fur hats. Very kind of Russian Tsar kind of looking. You don't see many other people kind of wandering the parapets of the walls. But you do notice that in the two towers aside the wooden gate, there are arrow slits in the wall.
I forgot I had my wolf pelts.
You've been freezing all this time.
Well, one wolf pelt and some scraps.
The two guards atop the tower are kind of holding their spears and kind of watching you as you approach. Who approaches?
Right.
State your business.
Rest.
If we are we're travellers,
You are not from Krezk, no?
Who is from anywhere?
You hear him shout down over the other side of the wall. Fetch Dimitri. We have visitors.
Cool.
Few moments. Yeah. Takes a few moments before anything else happens. They kind of just stand there staring at you. And then you see a kind of rather large, but like in an imposing kind of way. Man, he's dressed again. He's got these big, heavy furs on, but you can see these are finer looking. He's got a completely shaved head and a quite large white beard. Got quite dark skin, and you can see he has a few kind of signet rings on his hands that are worn over his gloves that he's got on. He's got leather gloves on, and he kind of puts his hands on the parapets and kind of leans over. I am Baron Krezk. What are you doing at my walls?
Seeking shelter.
I'm sorry, we do not open our gates to strangers.
How do we prove that we are
My name is Kaster.
not
and
enemies?
no longer strangers.
Oh my god, what a hideous creature.
It's okay, he's house trained.
It's okay.
I believe I've learned like about human now, and I step forward and go, don't worry about this guy. He will not jump into your houses and kill you all at night. There we go. Great guy.
I am sorry, but I cannot permit you entry through our walls. My people are poor and hungry. We do not have food to share or warmth to spare.
We're looking for the... That is just cracking the humour. You got it. We are trying to find the Abbey of Saint Markovia. We are on a quest of sorts. And we may find aid there. What are your feelings about Strahd?
He glances up to the mountainside and the abbey atop it, and looks down to you. The abbot does not appreciate strangers in his abbey. I am afraid I cannot allow you through the gates. Friend or foe of Strahd, his reach does not garner these walls with his ire, so please be on your way.
Can I take that matter and be like, look, my friend, I am a man. I am a holy man and wish to visit the abbot. We will cause you no harm. Once we have visited the abbot, we will leave.
Okay. Make a persuasion check for me.
Obviously, I'm hiding the head behind me.
We won't hurt anyone. Not this man.
To be fair, I was born on going, oh, I can also go in. I have a head. Be the best. What was it? Persuasion?
Persuasion, yeah. What's everyone's passive insight as well, by the way?
13.
10.
14.
Oh, sorry, no, that's I think it's 12. Yeah, it's 15. My passive insight, did you say?
Yeah.
15.
Okay. Did you get a 10 for your persuasion?
I did, yeah. There's
Okay.
no plus on that either, so.
Sure. I'm sorry, but I cannot open these gates to you.
Kaster, at this point, is feeling very annoyed. He's been run over.
Yeah, he's having a bad day.
And he
Has
steps
he been
forward.
blown up?
Well, something like that. He's getting annoyed, so he steps forward and says, "Let us in, or I will cut your entrails."
Okay.
Your entrails form your, yeah, you know what I mean.
Ignore him. Please ignore him.
You see, the spearmen kind of hold their spears down. You see arrows and bows kind of come through the slits in the walls. Everyone who had, I think everyone's passive insight was higher than 12. You realise that when he's talking to you, there's something there, there's something sadness. He's almost distraught at something. He seems distracted by something else.
I'm guessing it's not the fact that Caster's going to cut his entrails.
Ignore this burned freak. Perhaps there's somewhere we can earn our entry.
He slams his fists on the walls. I am Lord of Barovia, and you should address me suchly. No men have broken through these gates.
We have no intention to break through these gates. Right, Kaster?
This man is not quite himself. Can you not tell he has half a face?
My full face, thank you very much. It's just really badly burned on one side.
It's full of burns.
My people.
How far from the gate are we?
How far do you want to be?
I would assume we'd be about here.
I don't know.
Like, I'd probably say like 15 feet maybe. Just sort of like shouting distance. Non-threatening distance.
Yeah, see that first.
Probably like 5, about there.
Because we have to be able to see above the gate. Yeah, where Caster is now.
Sure. Yeah, it's like it's a sloped path that leads up to this.
That's where I reckon we'd be.
So yeah, you're kind of looking up. He's kind of towering over the wall down at you. My people suffer like the rest of the people of Barovia in this land.
Perhaps we can help.
Perhaps you could. It has been many days since we have had wine here. You travelled to the Wizard of Wines to the south and brought me, my people, a shipment that has been delayed. Perhaps I could see them to rewarding this task with a bed for the night.
I've got 2
Oh,
balls
it's
of
time
wine.
for Bert's poem. Well, Caster likes wine. That's my only concern of this.
I've got 2 balls. To be fair, they probably would have smashed when I jumped out.
So we're the way we look must not be great. There is a incredibly charred man.
Yeah.
A bloodied, ruffled looking Rictavio.
Yeah.
I can't imagine my armour and stuff looks too good after being
He's
struck
got
by
his
lightning.
as well.
Yeah, go
We
for it.
have,
There's
Right.
one
we have a
thing
Godfrey,
we're not hard made.
and he wants us to go and fetch him wine.
Yeah, not being funny, but out of all of you, probably still looks pretty good.
Yeah. You want us to bring you wine?
This is a bleak place. The wine lifts spirits of the people here. They are getting restless without it. This may garner some favour with them if I were to let you through the gates.
What time of day is it?
It's getting on for after. Yeah, you've just travelled another hour and a half, 2 hours, so it's starting to get late afternoon.
Is it possible to just like back up into these woods?
Sure.
And possibly, I'm thinking, have a discussion about. You say it's nightfall.
It's getting towards sunset's probably an hour or two away.
Because what's our mission in the Abbey? I can't remember why we have to go to the Abbey.
I don't remember the reading off the top of my head.
Give me 1 sec. I've got them just here.
Yes.
The Abbey one was... The treasure you seek is hidden behind the sun in the house of a saint.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. That was one that was directed at me, wasn't it?
Others, I see a man of faith whose sanity hangs in a... No, that's me.
Before we leave to discuss, I would just like to try one ploy and say, what would buy us 1 night of rest?
What was what?
If I can give you 100 gold if we can just have 1 night of rest behind some safe walls. And I want to try a plead check.
Sure, go ahead.
I will prostrate myself. I will get on my knees. And try. Is that persuasion?
Yeah, you can try and make a persuasion check if you like.
Please, I beg of you, I need a drink. Oh, you don't have any?
No, this is the problem.
Wow. It turns out if you cry...
Swanham's like, this was not part of the game.
I have no shame.
I have no need of your coin.
Grab him by his collar and says, "Don't be an idiot. You're not going to let us in," and pull him away.
You not helping. Shut up. Get off me. Get back on the floor.
He says, "I have no need of your coin, though nightfall is at hand. You could stay in the stables, perhaps, till the morning. Then you must leave. The people here will not welcome you without reason."
Thank you, sir. You're a benevolent lord.
It is best the
we
abbot.
will find your wine.
It is best the abbot does not know you're here. Keep yourselves hidden away.
So say hello.
The gates
Quiet you.
to the village slowly creak open. Where are we? Gatehouse. Village. The mist-shrouded village beyond the wall is nothing more than a scattering of humble wooden cottages along dirt roads that stretch between stands of snow-dusted pine trees. So many trees, in fact, as to constitute a forest. To the northeast, grey cliffs rise sharply, and the road winding up to the abbey is easy to see from this vantage. You see there are few people around, but you do see pigs and chickens just kind of roaming in the streets. It's a very, very simple settlement. You see 2 guards flanking the gates as you walk through them. They direct you towards a small wooden stable. There's some hay in there, and a few chickens. Other than that, it is a fairly cold, fairly small, flimsy wooden shack, basically.
Did your room just get really dark, Adam?
Yeah, it did. It's atmosphere.
That was a bit scary.
No, that's not going to work. I'm going to turn the light on. Cool. Okay.
That was not creepy in the slightest.
You see across the road the largest kind of building that you can see. A cottage. It still looks quite modest, but it's definitely the biggest. You assume it's probably the Burgomaster's. Other than that, you are directed to this shed, and you may spend the night there if you wish.
Absolutely. I bow again and offer profuse thanks.
Cool. Yeah, you see the road up to the abbey is about 400 feet above you. But yeah, you can spend the night behind these safe walls.
Did he warn us not to see the advert?
Yeah,
No,
I would suggest we lay low as the guy wishes.
I'm gonna go to bed. I've had a bit of a rough day.
I
pull out one of my bottles of wine.
This'll ease the pain.
The one good pelt I have, I want to spend as much time as I can before as the night goes in, like sort of just cleaning it and making it so it wouldn't be a gross thing to potentially sleep on or under.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I want to do, and then when I'm done, I'll give it to Vanessa.
Scrape all the bits off it.
Isn't that nice?
And then I'll roll up my gross, poorly done pelts and just lay on them as is.
See, based on how your interaction is with like your twins and how you've been the entire game, I've got visions of Moth like halfway through the night being like, "No, I'm cold. Forget that."
Because Amelia wants to be like, "Oh no, I can't take that," but Vanessa's like, "Thanks."
We've lived like this for many years. This is fine. It's give and take.
Before you even gave it to me, I think you should have seen you cleaning it. And I'll get that there.
You missed a bit, yeah.
Well, I pulled my tiger wug out and climb under it. There's a blanket.
Bert doesn't feel the cold. He's full of radiant energy. He just lies there and he's fine.
Although the fact that I actually have a winter coat stolen from a dying soldier as well.
You
No,
do.
I'm using a tiger wug.
Yeah.
I've got a toad as well. I think this toad might be dead now.
Definitely dead now.
In the summer, we moved in my garden. We moved a pond to another part of the garden, and there were frogs. But towards the end of summer, we found where one had died, and it was in a fairly exposed place, and it just looked like someone had shrank, or like, you know when you put something in a bin bag and then use a vacuum cleaner to seal it.
Yeah.
It looked like that with a frog skeleton, where it just dried out. It was really grim.
Nice.
Did you keep it?
No, no, because the dog would have found it.
That's the only reason you keep it. I like that. Not that the only reason.
Hey, it would have been cool. I could have like put it in a block of resin or something. That would have been macabre.
Cool.
Kaster, did you have any potions on you by any chance?
Yes, I did.
Not anymore, you don't.
I didn't think so.
No, no.
I had a youth potion, a laughter potion.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They were all in glass vials. I'm afraid they smashed when you were blown to pieces.
Oh well. Do I have any other potions?
Did any of them have any effect in the fire?
Yeah.
Like, or do they need ingesting? There's no like apply to skin for a youthful complexion.
He's got one like younger. One leg's younger than the other.
No, it's all them zombies. They're all dead, but their skin looks amazing.
Cool. So yeah, you guys can take a long rest overnight, and you can all level up as well.
Oh, sweet.
I love leveling.
As you manage to survive a horde of zombies by blowing yourselves up.
Yeah, those last two didn't go down quickly, did they?
They weren't.
About that.
Yeah, they're not your standard zombies.
Pass the bomb.
Oh shit, I've gone up to level 7, that's not right. Level 6.
Cheat.
Oh god. So I've been rolling hit points manually, and I've had 2 1s so
You get some
far.
of that alchemist fire. That I did. You move.
Ooh. Oh, is that all I get? That it? That's lame.
Mine's not too bad. Basically, starting at 6th level, whenever you are a friendly creature within 10 feet of you must make a saving throw. The creature gains a bonus to the saving throw equal to your charisma modifier. So if you need me, near me, you need to make a saving throw. Yay!
I'm going to choose Javelin. I get to choose another Kensei weapon. So that weapon is a Kensei weapon, so I'm going to choose Javelin. So I now have, I think it's my spear, my sling, and my javelin.
Well,
Or a javelin if I find one. Oh wait, what's that? That's new. 6th level, you extend your key into your weapons, granting you the following benefits. Your attacks with your Kensei weapons count as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks and damage. And Death Strike. When you hit a target with a Kensei weapon, you can spend 1 key point to cause the weapon to deal extra damage. Nice.
Cool.
Oh wait, it does the +2 automatically, doesn't it?
And it's added 15 feet to my movement.
Holy crap.
You get that.
Not healthier, that's for sure.
Oh sweet, I can go invisible.
Oh, look at it. And he killed me in time, you idiot. He's seen a fly, so he's jumped up and clawed me to death.
I can magically ward yourself with a hack. When a creature makes an attack roll against you, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage. If it misses, your next attack has disadvantage. Then it's questionable.
I knew you wouldn't remember it, you son of a bitch.
So I could choose it.
Cool.
What, by the way, Adam, what does that actually mean? The magic Kensei weapon special ability. Can't share it, that's the annoying thing. Let me do my notes and copy and paste it.
You can read it.
So basically it says your attacks with your Kensei weapons count as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity.
Yeah, so some usually higher level creatures will have resistance to bludgeoning, slashing and piercing from non-magical weaponry, which means they just half all damage from standard weapons.
Okay.
So like normal swords and hammers and axes and stuff. If it's not a magical weapon, it'll only do half damage to them. But that will make it so you ignore that and do full damage.
Right, cool. Okay.
Which, after, quite a lot of creatures get that later on. Well, now, basically.
Yeah. Alright, okay, So basically, it just allows it to ignore the immunities they have.
Yeah, because otherwise
It's
it
not magical.
takes ages to kill. It basically gives creatures like twice as many hit points because you're only doing half the damage.
Right. Okay. Cool. So right now, we spoke about that, hadn't we, when we very first started the game? That was going to be my first Kensei weapon.
Yes.
And now I've got an ability where I don't have a javelin, but if I was to get javelins, they can be a Kensei weapon.
Okay.
But I think that's what it means, doesn't it? It means if I get a weapon of that type, I'm good at. I can use them as Kensei weapons.
Yeah, I don't know if you have to like imbue just one weapon with it, so it's like just a single. I don't know. I'd have to read it.
Right, because it just literally says, like, you know, when you can pick up what's the word?
Yeah. Proficiencies. Yeah.
That's what it was. It was going to be a list.
I'll have a look for you because I don't really know. I've never used Kensei Moth before.
The way it was like on here, it looked like it was just like I can pick a particular like one weapon of that other like type, like for example a javelin.
Right.
And then I have the ability. So if I get any javelins, my ability is that
With
I can use
javelins,
that
right.
Yeah. But like if I got like a sword, I can't use any of my Kensei abilities because it's not. I'm not proficient. I can't use that as a Kensei.
Not one that you've picked. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that sounds right.
Fine. I can never remember how to do it.
That's a problem.
Spells. Show me my spells. No.
And I didn't get 15 to my bloody movement. I got 5, and I got 15 to health. Is what I meant.
Oh right, I was going to say that is going to be a lot of movement. That's still quite a lot of movement.
45 feet is quite far.
Yeah.
But I have no army, you see, that's the thing, that's why.
Yeah, so it'd be a good idea to get your dex as high as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's only on. Yeah, that would be a good idea. It's on 14
That's alright.
at level 6.
Yeah, well, next time you get an ability score improvement, stick it into dex. It'll increase your AC by 1.
Right, cool.
If you want, I mean, do what you want.
Yeah, no, I would definitely want to do that. Like, definitely. Because I accidentally picked level 7, it never showed me, when I went back to level 6, it never showed me what I got. So I'm just, like, reading through it all
Right, yeah.
to find out what's different.
What's everyone's HP like now?
I'm on 39.
Yeah, 50 something.
Vanessa's got none because she's gone.
52.
Vanessa's
52,
52.
dang.
Wow.
Oh, yours is 52.
Mine's 52.
Right, cool. That's kind of what is it then? Never mind.
Marc, in response to the question you asked me that I missed,
Yeah.
you could tell just by looking at him he's not a fighter.
Right, okay.
So you would imagine that, yeah, he'd probably be better at him at everything.
Right, okay.
He didn't look like he held himself like a skilled warrior.
Okay.
He clearly had people to do his fighting for him.
Which potentially means if we can get to him, he's unlikely to be able to put up a fight, but because he commands the armies, well, he doesn't have an army, but the people.
Yeah, you notice while you're in, well, the brief time that you walk through the street, there aren't a lot of guards around. Like the 2 guys that you saw on the parapets above the gatehouse, you see 1 or 2 others kind of wandering the large walls around the town, but you see 1 maybe every 10-15 minutes or so. There's not a huge presence.
People in the town might be a good idea. So I'm thinking, well, I know we're resting, but if we can potentially gave someone over. I want to know about this Dimitri. The fact he asked for wine, not food, makes me think he's more about himself than the people.
You've seen plenty of livestock around. There's plenty of chickens and pigs. The few cottages that you can see from where you are, they've got their own like pig pens and rabbit runs. They all seem to have small graveyards behind the cottages as well.
So they're all like self-contained?
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is odd in Barovia. Everywhere we've been, it's been run down and no one's got anything.
Yeah, this place doesn't look that run down. It looks, like you say, self-sufficient. They're not rich by any means. They're living kind of simple lives, but
yeah, but they're living a life better than what the rest of them will be seeing.
Yeah, they seem much more like common people that you're used to seeing.
Right. Okay.
While we're
No, I don't.
can I ask Rictavio what the cutting dagger, what that showed?
Yeah, sure. He'll show you the dagger made of silver and explain that Strahd tends to create vampire spawn that he uses to trick people. Silver burns the vampire's skin, so it was just to prove that you guys weren't vampires under Strahd's control.
That's good to know.
So I guess we're assembling our weapons soon.
My sword is silvered.
I
I
thought
got a big shiny sword.
Got a big shiny sword.
I literally thought the tip of my spear was silvered, but it's actually not. Or if it is, I didn't write it down. I don't think it is.
The stable that we've camped in.
Yeah.
Is it by any sort of livery place? Is it possible to purchase horses?
No, it's not.
Not imposing too much.
It's in fact, you haven't seen any horses. The stable seems not used for that purpose.
Oh.
You don't see any kind of around the streets or anywhere in. It's hard to see far into this settlement because it's quite wooded.
So wooded.
But
Okay.
yeah, the brief parts of it you've seen, you haven't actually seen any horses around.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if it's possible to ask potentially like a guard if there's one nearby, I'm sure we've been watched.
Yeah, you are definitely.
I would like to make my intention known to a guard and say, is it possible to buy horses in this town to expedite our exit?
Are you telling the guard to expedite our exit?
They would like us to leave quickly. We can leave quicker with horses.
Are you
Like
asking him this in the morning or the evening before you?
I would assume in the morning. If I've taken my long rest, I assume that's what we're doing. If we're having some sort of conversation, I'll ask in the morning.
Okay. That's fine. The guard would say to you that most of the horses have been eaten. We do not have any for sale.
Do you have any vehicle creatures?
The burgomasters.
What do you get around on?
The burgomasters. We do not leave the safety of the walls of Krezk. The burgomaster's instruction.
Sorry, that wasn't me. That was just me asking as well, not the guard.
Oh, okay. Right.
It's got mighty huge walls.
It just seems really odd. Walls haven't really been a problem for Strahd, let's face it.
True.
He sent flying things into us at one point, so...
This place is a mystery for sure.
I wonder if the guard would be willing to talk. Do you say you can charm a guard?
Intimidate.
He says with his gnarled face.
We agreed
Kevin.
to stay here and make no trouble.
Oh yeah.
So I wouldn't
Just intimidating someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I'm just wanting to know. I think it'd be a good idea to try and find out why this place all self-contained in Barovia is all like protected. It doesn't make sense when you consider everywhere else we've been. And the fact there's no guards, really.
Also, Kaster, the Venn diagram of trouble and intimidation is a circle. Let's not do that.
Not to Kaster, if you draw a circle and tell him to just go, no. See? Not so friend Marc.
Now it's a couple of smiley faces. Yeah, well, if we can't buy a horse, we can't buy a horse.
Yeah, the guy's kind of like, I've instructed you to direct you straight to the gates. So.
Hey, by all means, that's fine.
I will ask the guard outright, I think.
Okay.
I'll be like, this town looks self-sufficient. How can you be so prosperous in comparison to the rest of Barovia?
Make a persuasion check, please.
Okay. Oh, I don't need to look up after. I don't have any pluses for persuasion.
He hasn't really been instructed to chit-chat. He's kind of marching you out the gates as soon as you wake.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Now can I intimidate?
He says,
No.
he looks up towards the abbey and says, the abbot keeps us safe.
Oh, that's nothing for me. Excellent.
We've heard good rumours about the abbey. Which way is the gate?
Yeah, you may find something of use in that abbey.
Okay.
We'll be back with wine.
You are promptly escorted through the gates back out into the cold air of Barovia. Let's back over to the map. So you've seen a signpost for the Wizard of Wines. It is. Sorry?
Wait, there's the Wizard of Wine. I said how much there's the Wizard of Wine. But eventually I give the guys a cheer, all will be well. And then I'll see if it's all going well.
Is that still a thing? Yeah, you notice to the south.
Are we still all right?
Are we what? What did you say, Amelia?
Oh.
Oh no, I just said I give guys a cheery, all will be well, and then I'll ask everyone if they're doing that.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do we want to do that, or do we want to, like, go for dinner?
Grab a sort of breakfast.
Yeah, are we going further away from Strahd with another task, or are we going... I mean, let's face it, I'm carrying a head right now. I mean, we don't have the armor, do we?
We don't have the armor, but is that...
Not on fire
I'm
day.
sure we would have claimed his armor back, but is that guy still with us?
Rictavio is with you, yep. Similar face with you.
Because he's saying how he was invited to dinner before himself.
Well, we know he stole the armour. I'm hoping he's going to be able to tell us how we can get out of there if shit hits the fan, because we need to steal something.
The skull or something.
Yeah.
Maybe he was on that.
Maybe we should tell him. He might know where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we need Rictavio's assistance on how to get in and out.
Yeah.
And then we can abandon Rictavio for a short time and Godfrey. Because I don't think Godfrey's invited. I don't think
Yeah.
Godfrey's +1. I think we just trying.
Yeah.
But I actually think it would be worth trying to go in.
Do you think we should? I reckon it's probably worth doing that before doing the Wizards of Wine.
Well, I don't know. Wizards of Wine would be good.
It could be good, but he's impatient, isn't he?
True.
How far away is Kaster away from the
I was just looking at that.
That's the point, yeah, 6 miles away.
Maybe you'll send us a carriage.
Well, the chaperones he sent us last time destroyed the tower.
And we can get into the
Yeah, that's right, maybe they will engrave it
from the
with
Wizards
his
of
name on
Wine.
it.
Can't find it.
Special, like, slight blood volume, oaky taste with a slight coppery, irony.
You estimate it's about 40 miles journey from Krezk to Castle Ravenloft. Heading back the way you come. The signpost you saw on the crossroads before the bridge said it was 5 miles from the bridge, so plus the 3 or 4 you travelled towards Krezk. Or you can just go through the woods to the south, but that would be off road.
Risky business.
What do we hope to gain by doing this wine? Is that so we can see the advert?
Yeah.
It's so we can, yeah.
Bear in mind,
They'd like
the
us.
told us that we're not to see the advert.
No, that was
Yeah.
last night.
Also, if we need to get wine to see the other, I feel like that guy might not be too happy if we. Yes, I don't know, 2 weeks. We're like, oh no, wine.
No, right, yeah. So maybe you did Wizards of Wine first then.
Maybe. And then after that.
Big feet.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's a good idea.
Let's go get some wine.
Okay. Are you going along the road or are you heading through the woods?
I felt excited.
Yeah, I go road too.
I mean, yeah, the road. We've got more people with us now. I go road.
Okay, cool.
I mean, like, it's only 5 miles from the bridge, so there's no point going making it hard for ourselves.
Yeah, you guys head back to the crossroad of the bridge. You've travelled that road now. You know the lay of the land in that direction.
Amelia's gone.
Bye.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
She's taking that note.
okay.
So you.
We're all friends here, you know.
Oh, turn off the camera. That's a great idea.
You head south through the woods towards, heading towards the direction that the signpost has pointed you, directing you to the Wizards of Wine's winery. After a mile, the road becomes a muddy trail that meanders through the woods, descending gradually until the trees part, revealing a mist-shrouded meadow. The trail splits. One branch heads west into the valley, and the other one south into dark woods. A wooden signpost at the intersection points west and reads Vineyard. A light drizzle begins to fall. Unpainted fences blindly follow the trail, which skirts north of a sprawling vineyard, before bending south towards a stately building. The fog takes on a ghostly form as it whirls between the neatly tended rows of grapevines. Here and there you see rope-handled half-barrels used for hauling grapes. North of the trail is a large stand of trees. A man wearing a dark cloak and cowl stands at the edge of the trees, beckoning to you.
Oh, that's good.
He's beckoning us.
Yeah.
Great.
So that's kind of in a little kind of copse of trees off to the west, whereas this road carries on, like, away from him. Towards the winery.
Are we where we are on the map?
Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, you kind of... Yeah, you're all a bit too big. I'll just move one of you.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm concerned that Bert's gonna see this guy and think potentially he's the wizard.
So you're...
just be like, oh, he's expecting us.
You're pretty much where Ulthmar is. The winery is for, like, carrying on along the road to the west, whereas this guy is in the tree, little bunch of trees there. Kind of...
I feel like we should just walk to the guy that's beckoning us.
No. Call out to him first.
Yeah, I'll let Moth grab me by the monk robe and just be like, whoa.
No, hang on.
Yeah.
Just a minute.
I want me to go introduce myself.
Man, this is finding so hard.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
It is getting a bit like that.
Yeah.
Well,
No, it's fine.
to be honest, that's a pretty good place to stop anyway.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright.
Try to take the rule.
Yeah, I haven't got a map for the vineyard yet. So.
Cool.
You can decide if you're heading off to see this mysterious gentleman or not next time.
A flash of the woods is always a good thing to go see.
I mean,